Hi, I'm Jake Everts,
And I'm Jesse Del Toro.
and we're boyfriends.
We don't talk about, and they've met Jake and they've been friendly, but I mean we don't really talk about it.
I'm just a friend, right?
Yeah,
We got
we're
it on the
just-
Christmas present.
Yeah, he's just a friend.
I define homosexuality as
Homosexuality is
To define homosexuality, and I guess my definition of homosexuality would be
Homosexuality to me is
I would define homosexuality as
Homosexuality for me,
So homosexuality to me is
as a person identifying themselves either sexual, romantic, or sexual behaviors with the same gender.
a really sensitive subject, but it's something that we really need to know in our lives right now and be open with. So I believe that homosexuality is an attraction with the same gender.
acting on any same gender attraction that an individual would feel or any sexual contact between individuals of the same gender.
is someone being attracted to, having feelings for, or inclinations in any way towards someone of the same gender.
as a sexual preference or choice of a person towards the same gender.
an attraction with same sex, and it's also an identity.
basically just same gender attraction.
I do have had experiences with family and friends who have come out saying they're homosexual, and how that has affected me. Honestly, to tell you the truth, it hasn't affected me because I still love them for the person that they are. It's their choice to either go that way. And so I'm not really affected by it, and I respect them for their choices and for what they want to do, even though I personally wouldn't do that or agree with that kind of lifestyle. I still respect what they choose to do, and it's up to them. So I haven't been affected by it, and I love them for who they are, and if they want to choose to go that way, that's totally fine. They're still good people regardless of their sexual orientation.
Have I had any experiences in my family or friends? Yes, I've had experiences, and hasn't impacted me at all. Those are my experiences.
If I've had any personal experience with friends or family members, I can think of at least 3 family members that, not immediate family members, but extended family members that have come out as being gay. And growing up in a predominantly Mormon community, I saw how in many ways they were ostracized from their families and friends and community. And I think that's led to greater awareness to me. I'm friends with each of them today and support them in any way that I can. And I think it makes it a lot more personal when people that you know have gone through that. And I've seen the huge effect that it had on them. And I think specifically their family kind of disowned them at first. And now they're trying to rebuild those bridges, and it's really tough at this point in time. But I think we always just have to love our friends and family members unconditionally, no matter what.
Had any personal experience with family members where they have identified being homosexual? Yes. I think for me, I just remember being just a young kid and having family members that identified being gay. It was just knew that they were just part of the family, So I think that there was just a degree of acceptance. So it didn't really affect me. It was just understood that that's who they identify being.
I've actually had a huge hand with homosexuality in my life. My oldest brother is homosexual, but it's not a label that I usually like to use. Actually, it's not a word because I feel like it groups everyone the same, and they're not.
But in my life, I had a lot of friends that struggled with it, that are in that situation. But being friends with them and getting to know them more is so different from what I hear in the media. It's very different from what people say. It made me know them more, and that there's more to just that attraction or that same gender attraction. They are still humans. They still have feelings, and it's something that they don't really want in the first place. The struggle is so real, and the struggle is really hard. But because of that, I've seen them, and I've grown to love them, and
Realized that the feelings I was having weren't going to go away, and I decided to come out as gay. One time we were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I went to BYU, Hawaii.
And I went to BYU in Provo.
And here's our story. I grew up in a big Mormon family, the youngest of 7. And after I graduated from BYU, Hawaii in the ICS, International Culture Studies, Cultural Anthropology track, I realized that the feelings I was having weren't going to go away, and I decided to come out as gay. My mother originally didn't believe me, and it took some convincing of her. But eventually, slowly but surely, I was able to come out to more of my family and friends. And typically, it was actually a very warm response. I didn't face a ton of discrimination, of course.
I am a convert to the church. I was baptized when I was 16. And I grew up in a predominantly dominated Latino culture household, and so my family they treat it like it's something that we don't talk about. And they've met Jake, and they've been friendly, but I mean, we don't really talk about it.
I'm just the friend, right?
Yeah,
we got it on the Christmas present.
Yeah. And within the church, people have been open and loving towards me, but not to the extent where they've accepted my sexuality, but where they have been loving. I guess never been mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's our story. Thanks for listening.
It's because, these are people and you knew them the way they were before, and then they're changing, and it changes you too.
To deal with. And for that, I view my brother as a very strong person. And to the rest of my friends who have the same inclinations, that they are people who God can trust with something big as they strive to do what's right and deal with their own things, just as we all have our own problems. But it's shown me that with faith and with courage, you can press forward no matter what.
The more they've embraced that part of me, and they've been awesome, and they've embraced Jake as well and been open.
We haven't had a bad experience really in coming out. There's been pitfalls and there's been things to get over, but they've been small bumps in the road, I think. And in general, I feel like we came out at a relatively easy time, in the history of the world where we're more accepted.
Absolutely.